and welcome to this new video where we're going to learn how to use the Ventures Arcade platform. So first of all, we have to actually go to Ventures Arcade. There are a couple of ways to do that. First, we can click the link here where it says Ventures Arcade, and it'll take us to the Ventures Arcade website. Or what we can do is we can go to google.com and search for Ventures Arcade. So you have to make sure that you spell everything correctly, and it will be the first search result. We click on it and it's the same website. Okay, so once we're here, you can choose what level you are depending on the level that you are enrolled in for your class. For example, if you are level 3, you click on the green square with the 3 on it. And I know that you're probably on level 3 or 4 if you're watching this. So we click on the green square and we have to choose what unit you are working on. Now this depends on what chapter you are in with your teacher. So for example, if we are on chapter 5, we click on unit 5, around town, and a little menu will pop up. And in this menu, we can choose what lesson we are working on. Okay, so if I'm working on lesson B, we can choose one of these, and it's going to take us to a certain activity where it's either a listening activity or some kind of puzzle or game, and we have to answer the questions. Now in this window, there are a couple of buttons, and the first button that we see here is the menu button, and in the menu button is, if we click on it, it brings up the menu of where we can choose what unit and lesson we can go to. So we can always go back to a different unit whenever we want. So for example, if I don't want to do this lesson, or if I want to change the lesson, or if I clicked here by mistake, I can just go back and choose a different lesson, a different unit, different lesson. Okay. Next, we have the button where it says report, and here is where we can see our score with our name, okay, when we started the activity, and how long we've spent on this activity, so like how much time. Okay, we have the option of printing out that information, which is pretty cool. If we want to start the activity again, maybe we made mistakes, or we just want to try and practice again, we can restart the activity by clicking this button where it says start again, and it starts the activity one more time. If we need help with the activity, maybe if we don't understand the activity, we can click on the help button, and here it tells us the details of the activity. So in this particular activity, we have a listening activity. So we have to click on the speaker button, and then we have to choose the correct answer, right? So
how much do you expect to pay for the concert?
So if we click on the audio button, it plays a certain audio piece. we have to listen and we have to answer the question. So if I answer the question, now this little button on the right side where it says next pops up, and this is where we can go to the next question or the next activity. Again, so we do this for each question.
What have you decided to do for your birthday?
Okay.
Can you afford to buy a ticket for the show?
What did you agree to do next weekend?
How does Tom intend to get to the park? Did they promise to visit their relatives this weekend?
So, as you could see, once you completed the activity, it lets you see your score, and you're able to go to the next activity, right? In this case, we have to use a drag and drop. So there are many kinds of activities. Drag and drop simply means we click and hold the button, okay, and we put it on the correct space. So for example, here it says, does Gabrielle blah 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 blank her sister next week? So we know the answer is this. So we hold it and we move it to the space. Okay. Like that. Okay. Yes, she blank. It's her sister's birthday. So now once we finish, we can check answers. So we click this button and it tells us if we got it correct or not, and we can click next to go to the next activity, right? Now, if we made a mistake and we put it on the wrong question, on the wrong blank, we can just click again and move it to a different blank, okay? So we do this. Okay. So let me just go through this really quickly so you can see the end result. Okay, so again, it tells us, okay, you got 5 out of 5, or 10 out of 10, and you can go to the next activity. Now, something that's really interesting is that if we click on the menu, there are a couple of buttons on the bottom side that we can use a lot. Okay, there is one that says dictionary, and if we click on it, it takes us to the Cambridge Dictionary. We close this pop-up. It takes us to the Cambridge Dictionary website where we can search for any word that we want. So if I want to search for a word such as information, so maybe I don't know the meaning of the word information, so I type the word in and it gives me a lot of really cool stuff. It gives me the meaning. Okay, here's the meaning, and it gives me examples on how to use this word. Okay, there are other options such as thesaurus, which can help us look for a synonym. But also, what's really cool is that it gives us information about the word. So we can know if the word is a noun or a verb or an adjective and how to pronounce it the American way and the British way. Now, another thing that we can use in Cambridge Dictionary is we can use a translator. So we can click on English Spanish and type up a word in English. For example, let's choose the word game, and it tells us what the word game means in Spanish. Oops. Let's see, sorry. Here we go. Now, here's the meaning in Spanish, and here is what it actually means in English, right? We can also go from Spanish to English if we click on the button where it says Spanish English and type up a word in Spanish. So for example, if we say this, okay, click on the yellow button to search, and it takes us to the possibilities. In this case, it tells us that it's a verb, and it gives us the different meanings that it can mean. Okay, it can mean to eat, for example, the verb. Okay, to swallow, to take food, lunch, feed, dine on. So these are the different meanings, the different possibilities that this word can mean in English. If we go back to the Arcade Ventures, so the Ventures Arcade website, we can also click on the audio. And here is the audio for each unit and each lesson that we go through. So if you're in level 3, for example, maybe you're in unit 6. Let's go to unit 6, and maybe you're on lesson B. So you click on this, and it takes
Page
you to
72, exercise 2A.
It takes you to the audio for that exercise. Okay. That concludes our video for how to use Ventures Arcade. Thank you very much.